This is the story of a giant.
You said it.
No ordinary giant. There was something about him that was very, very special.
Yeah, you said it.
Who's telling this story, you or me?
Well, it's my story. I could help a little.
Do you mind if I go on?
No. Go ahead. Be my guest.
Thanks. He was selfish. He was a selfish giant.
You forgot I was mean.
He was mean.
And rotten.
And rotten.
And stingy. Ooh, the stingiest. And believe me, brother, if you're a giant, you can be pretty selfish and mean and rotten and stingy because there's so much of you. I used to talk about myself like this. I'm a very selfish giant. I'm as selfish as can be. I'm very, very selfish, and there is so much of me. I am also mean and rotten, and I am stingy too. You must take me the way I am, so what are you gonna do? I'm a very selfish giant. I have always been like this. Whenever I'm away from home, I'm not the sort you miss. I am selfish, selfish, selfish. I am mean clear through. I'm not a giant you would want living next door to you. I'm a very selfish giant. I'm as selfish as can be. I'm very, very selfish, and there is so much of me. I am also mean and rotten, and I am stingy too. You must take me the way I am, so what are you gonna do? I'm a very selfish giant. I have always been like this. Whenever I'm away from home, I'm not the sort you miss. I am selfish, selfish, selfish. I am mean clear through. I'm not a giant you would want living next door to you. Boy, am I a mean one. I'm such a nasty. All right, go on. What are you waiting for? Tell them what happened.
All right. Behind the giant's castle was a beautiful garden where there were all kinds of birds.
I saw 27 different kinds of birds in that garden. I even observed a yellow-bellied sapsucker once.
Really?
Really?
And fruit trees with delicate blossoms.
Oh, what a smell. What a smell.
Yeah, and all kinds of flowers.
Nasturtiums, petunias, forsythias, hydrangeas, oh, you name it, I had it. Did I ever tell you that my narcissuses took second prize at the Garden Club show one year?
Congratulations!
Yeah, thanks.
The giant had been on a long visit to his cousin, the ogre.
Milton, the ogre.
He had been gone for 7 years.
After 7 years, it's enough already. You don't want to stay too long.
That's right. Well, when he got back to his own garden, he was very angry to see that there were children, lots and lots of children, playing in his garden.
Ooh, was I mad? Was I burned up? Ooh, was I sore? And did I tell them a thing or two? Get out of my garden, get out, get out, get out of here, now go away. Get out of my garden, get out, go find somewhere else you can play. Climb down from my trees and don't walk on my grass, and don't pick the flowers you see here. Now take one last look at my beautiful beautiful garden, for this is the last time you'll be here. Get out of my garden, get out, just stay out and that will be fine. Get out of this garden, get out of this garden, it is mine. Climb down from my trees and don't walk on my grass, and don't pick the flowers you see here. Now take one last look at my beautiful garden, for this is the last time you'll be here. Get out of my garden, get out, just stay out and that will be fine. Get out of this garden, get out of this garden, it is mine. I don't want you in here. Everybody out of here. Get out of here, you little pests.
He was a very selfish giant.
True. I took some bricks and cement and spent a whole weekend building a high wall around my garden so those children couldn't play there. Then I put up a sign that said, "Warning, keep out." I mean, my own garden is my own garden, right? Right. I mean, I could do what I want with my own garden.
In other words, you were selfish.
Well, that's what we're telling him, isn't it? That's the name of the story, isn't it? So, well, go on, get on with the plot.
All right. The following spring came, and everywhere except in the garden of the selfish giant, the birds sang. Trees blossomed, and flowers bloomed. But in the giant's garden, it was still winter. The snow was deep on the ground, and icicles hung from the trees.
I shoveled and I shoveled and I shoveled, and the more I shoveled, the more it snowed. I never saw such a winter.
The only ones who were happy were the snow and the frost and the north wind. "Spring has forgotten this garden," they cried, "so we'll live here all year round. We'll have a ball."
We're the north wind, frost and snow. We dropped in to say hello, but then we found we liked it here so much we think we'll stay all year. It's a very pleasant spot, though we love it, you may not, with cold wind blowing in your face. Oh my, how we adore this place.
We're the north wind, frost and snow. See us whirl and howl and blow. We've made the giant's garden nest, all filled with cold wind, snow, and ice.
They had such a good time that they asked the hail to come. So the hail came. and every day for 3 hours the hail rattled on the roof of the castle, until it broke most of the slates.
Some nerve. They come, they don't get out, and then they invite company. And what company? Do you know what it cost me to have that roof fixed?
And what about the poor children? Where did they go to play?
Who knew? I guess they played in the street. I couldn't care less. I was too busy wondering when spring would come. Then, one morning,
Yes?
I'm lying in bed when I hear this sound. I immediately identify it as a white-breasted nuthatch. I rush to the window, and guess what I see?
I know what you saw. I know the story. Spring had come to your garden. The birds had come back. The trees were in blossom. The flowers were in bloom, and the snow, the frost, and the north wind, and the hail were gone.
Yeah, thank goodness.
But why had spring finally come to your garden?
Should you tell him or should I tell him?
Oh, all right. You might as well.
Well, there was this little hole in the wall, and the children had crawled into the garden through it. They were sitting on every branch of every tree. The trees were so glad to have the children back again that they had covered themselves with blossoms. Now, this kind of gets me all choked up, because you see, the smell was terrific. I mean terrific. Spring.
Except in one corner of the garden.
Yeah, that's right. In one rotten corner, Winter was still there with all his buddies. They had all ganged up on one poor tree and were giving it a terrible time. At the bottom of this tree is this tiny little boy. He's trying to climb up in the tree, and he can't reach it. The tree is bending down, and the little boy is trying to get up, and nothing is happening. It kind of gets me right here every time I think of it. Oh, excuse me, I always do that when I come to this part of the story.
But then you did a very unselfish thing.
Oh.
You picked up the little boy and put him into a branch of the tree. And as soon as you did, the tree burst into bloom. Winter was really gone at last.
Yeah. The little boy gives me a big hug for helping him into the tree, and that really does it. Naturally, I melt. All right, you kids, get out of the way.
What did you say that for? I thought you were being so nice.
Well, I am being nice. I have to knock down the wall so they can come into the garden and play any time they want to, right? Out of the way! Out of the way so you don't get hurt! Here she goes! I mean, it was a very high wall.
And now, whenever the people pass by, they can see the unselfish giant
That's me.
playing with the children in the most beautiful garden they have ever seen.
All right, boys and girls, come on now. Get your jump ropes. Let's have some fun. Oh, boy, oh, boy. I'm a most unselfish giant. I am nice as I can be. I'm very, very, very nice, and there's so much of me. I'm also very kindly. I'm very gentle too. I'm very, very likable. It's very, very true. I'm a most unselfish giant. I've not always been like this. Whenever I'm away from home, I am the sort you miss. I'm truly most unselfish. I am nice, clear, true. I am a giant you would want living next door to you. I'm a most unselfish
selfish giant. I am nice as I can be. I'm very, very, very nice, and there's so much of me. I'm also very kindly. I'm very gentle too. I'm very, very likable. It's very, very true. I'm a most unselfish giant. I've not always been like this. Whenever I'm away from home, I am the sort you miss. I'm truly most unselfish. I am nice, clear, true. I am a giant you would want living next door to you. Everybody into the pool, it's free. Come on, everybody.